I'm Dr. Florence Disabo, and this is Dr. Florence Disabo Show. Dr. Florence Disabo is a social entrepreneur, but more than anything, passionate about women empowerment through social entrepreneurship and leadership. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Florence Disabo. Last week, we discussed motivation in social entrepreneurship. I've received some great feedback. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel, the Dr. Florence Disabo Show. Today, we'll be discussing ethics in social entrepreneurship. Ethics is a hot topic of discussion. Although it may seem to be a strange question, we have to know that for a project to have a long-term sustainability that creates opportunities, improve lives, and help uplift people from poverty, we have to maintain ethics in all activities. We need to move away from the belief that to get ahead in business, you need to be unethical. Being a success does not mean that a person engages in unethical practices to get ahead. There are many assumptions made about social entrepreneurs, but the question we must ask and which must be explored further are: do social entrepreneurs encounter moral dilemmas? And if so, how do they resolve them? Do they ever act in an ethical way? If so, how do they justify their actions? There is a lot of study done on conventional business ethics and not much research conducted on ethics in social entrepreneurship to date. This may be because there is the idea that those who are social entrepreneurs can never be unethical, but ethics must be addressed in social entrepreneurship as well. We have to ask the question: are the ethical consideration with social entrepreneurship the same as for regular businesses? Social entrepreneurship is not in everyone's radar due to a number of factors, such as it is local in nature, operate on a small scale, and is unlikely to have any tax reliability. Social entrepreneurship has an organic reach simply because there are not many effective formal structure in place. However, any situation in which people work together, potentially make a profit, take on employees, and interact with the public will always generate ethical questions. Just like a conventional business, social enterprises will have to decide how they manage their finances and talent, and how they make and implement decisions. They will need to determine how they are held accountable and by whom, and especially as they grow, will have to establish rules and norms to govern their internal processes and external relations. Social entrepreneurs, because they are not business people, will face a unique set of moral dilemmas. Some of these because they have many other demanding roles, such as a mother and wife, and responsibilities that existed before their commitment to women's economic empowerment or community economic empowerment. these dilemmas may be entirely new to them. This is where expert advice and assistance from, for instance, NGOs such as Fondation Lance d'Afrique Burundi, or mentoring from women who have already walked the path of social entrepreneurship. This can also be facilitated by NGOs, can be extremely valuable. PASS1 in 2018 identified 5 ethical dilemmas faced by social entrepreneurs, and it's worth spending time to unpack each of them. Social mission versus private life, social responsibility versus professionalism, lying versus hiding, keeping versus firing, and staying versus leaving. Here is our effort to unpack the topics mentioned. This is a challenge for women in particular. By investing time in social entrepreneurship activities for the greater good, they may be less present at home. This can cause tension within families and lead to conflict or resentment. The ethical dilemma here is whether it is justifiable to spend less time helping at home in order to try and help more people through social entrepreneurship activities. And this raises the question, which choice would bring the greatest benefit to the most people? This dilemma can arise from people's passion to tackle issues. They may become so focused on the goal that they engage in questionable practices to help them achieve it. This could be a case of justifying the means, but it could see social entrepreneurs entering into unethical territory. The challenge here is to maintain a sense of perspective. For instance, to acknowledge the importance of the end result, but to be prepared to accept a lesser or later income if it can be achieved in a more ethical way. This ethical dilemma may confront women in very traditional social setups where their new activities would be discouraged or even prohibited. This means that they must either conduct their social entrepreneurial activities in secret or deny being involved. Some might argue that both of these courses of action are a form of deceit. On the other hand, we ask, if a society is unjust, should less ethical means be permitted in order to change it? As a social enterprise expands, it can create employment opportunities for more women and help to economically empower them. However, any employment situation brings up the question of performance and what to do with a colleague or team member who is less committed, less able, or detracts from the effectiveness of the enterprise. This is a dilemma regularly faced by business owners. However, in the case of social entrepreneurship, it can be considerably difficult. This dilemma could present itself in various ways, and each woman's decision will be influenced by her circumstances, options, and priorities. Social entrepreneurship can give women more choices in life. It can, however, also present them with difficult decisions. Part 1 observed that social entrepreneurs, like all entrepreneurs, face ethical dilemmas. However, he also noted that in the case of social entrepreneurs, the primary driver of their individual action is social value creation. This alone would tend to suggest that women engaged in social entrepreneurship are aspiring to a higher ethical standards. This concludes my 4-part series. I hope that my talks have shed some light on a few key considerations when you are discussing women empowerment or community empowerment. I have enjoyed sharing my thoughts with you. If you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. You can also reach out to us via our website. Until next time, keep well and stay safe.